So I had one of my clients cracked one of their vices over the weekend, which was marijuana. Now the reason for that is because were hanging out with a girl and they just felt comfortable, and that's what they leaned to in that situation. Now guys, I know and I understand how he's thinking because I was very similar. My vice was alcohol, partying, and he had this eagerness to just go out, you know? So I know what it's like because for one whole year, I self-sabotaged through alcohol, through escapism, partying, all that bullshit, right? You feel empty inside, you have no self-worth. So what are you doing? You're seeking it from external vices, from external things, because you have no self-worth, you haven't built that. To the point where now, I don't even need to go out, I don't feel a need to drink. I've not had a drink this year. And I will never go back to that shit because I know, in my mind, I associate it with regression. And there is no benefit for me. What benefit is there? That's the second reason. The third reason is because I'm also an example for others. And that's what really helped me understand it. When you guys have something that's so valuable, it's so powerful that you will need to change in everything else that you need to change. If it's vices, if it's habits, do not matter, because that thing that is so valuable is so big that everything else just falls away. So for me, it was being an example, and I'd already pushed the limits with alcohol, pushed the limits with partying every weekend, and there was no real ROI, there was no return, guys. I just was left worse off, going through the week, working, thinking, oh, I can't wait for Friday, I can't wait for Saturday, I can't wait, where am I gonna go, you know? And then there'll be times where it'd be a Thursday and I'd just be thinking, okay, I've got to go out, and I'd just try and find a way. And even at the worst minimum, I'd just be out there by myself at a club on a Thursday. So I can relate and understand what he's going through because I know that he hasn't built his self-worth and he's still seeking, you know, temporary happiness and escape from his reality, his week, his work, whatever that is, through these vices, through these temporary escapes. So it just brings it back to another thing, guys, which is that example that you're setting for your family, for your friends, for those around you, for your last name, guys. Everything that you do is on your last name. When people look over your grave, what do you want them to think of you? Do you want them to think, oh, that guy was just another average dude, and like, you know, he let alcohol get the best of him. He was, you know, whatever it is. I always relate and think and meditate on death daily because I'm like, nah, I can't do that shit. I can't live that way. I can't do these things because it's on my last name. When I die, that's what people are going to remember me for. So just understand that every single one of you are examples. Even if you haven't got many followers, if you don't know, if you don't realize or understand that, you haven't become conscious of it, but there is at least one person, even if they're not in your life right now, if you don't have much family or friends, one person that you may impact in the future from how you become with your habits and the person that you become, becoming your best version, guys. Becoming your best version. Now, there's people that I've seen that have a lot of money, you know, they have accumulated a lot of wealth, a lot of nice things, material things, but then I see that they're really drawn down by vices, and I'm like, nah, I can't. Everything that they say really goes over. I only take a grain of salt in general, but from them especially, I'm just like, what kind of example is that? You got all this money, you got all this thing, but then you're posting stories and this is your temporary happiness. That's where you find happiness, is in a drink, in partying and doing cocaine. That's your happiness. It can't be. I look at it as impact. For me to impact one person. I got a comment the other day, your videos are helping me. You know, I'm doing better and I'm trying to do better. And that just made it all worth it. I'm like, oh fuck, I can't stop now. How can I stop now? Someone's watching, someone's being impacted. That to me means everything. More than the money, more than traveling, more than all this other shit. It's impacting someone else. So just understand that all these vices that you go to, if you have bad habits of eating and you're overweight, you're fat, you are being selfish. When you think of yourself, you act selfishly. So if you're thinking, oh, I've been, you know, going to the gym once or twice, I just started this new program, I'm just gonna go have Maccas. You're thinking of yourself, and so therefore you're serving yourself because you're acting and thinking selfishly. So understand it's not about you, you're an example for someone else, and that's what gives me power, guys. When I wake up in the morning, I don't even think of myself. Unless I'm really tired, I might have a little bit of gush, but I'm like, oh, fuck that. This cunt's watching. I need to fucking do this because this is gonna help that other person on the other side of the world. Back home in Australia, whatever it is, guys. So just understand that everything that you do, the way that you live, what you do and don't do, you are an example for someone else. And by you engaging in these vices, like everyone out here, if you go out clubbing and things like that, seems to need to be happy and be in the moment needs, you're just engaging with other people who have no self-worth and are seeking that from external places.